Well, hello there. How you doing, babes? How you doing? How you doing? Oh, this is a great angle, isn't it? This is a brilliant angle we've got. Here we go. How is everyone doing? How are you, lovely lot? Oh, I see my Nightbot commands aren't working. Brilliant! Fantastic. Hey, Wes. Hey, Nadine. Hey, Lindsay. Hey, Lyseg. How you doing? Oh no, my Nightbot commands aren't working. Gosh darn diddly darn. Sack the Nightbot. Sack the operator of the Nightbot, I think. Right, give me a second, Pete. Let me sort that out. How is everyone doing? I have to sort that out because that will be coming up every like 10 minutes or something. How is everyone doing? I have missed you all very much. This is my first scheduled stream in, what's it been, like 3 weeks, 4 weeks? Hey Parker, how you doing, buddy? Goodness me, I haven't seen you over here before. How you doing, dude? Hope you're well. Right, let me sort out this bloody annoying Nightbot command because it's going to be doing that every 5 minutes. Oh, I thought I was being so clever. Get the Nightbot command to do it. It's not been 5 years, Wes. Chill your beans. It's not been 5 years. Right, hold on. Okay, I'm going to have to do this manually then. So I'm going to turn the Nightbot thingy off because I've smurfed it up. It came up in your recommended. Sweet. Sweet. Thank you very much for hanging out, dude. Good to see you. So I'm gonna have to paste these links in, guys. If Lindsay and any mods that are around or anybody who wants to grab that. In fact, Lindsay, you're probably the only one who can grab it and repaste it. But what we are here today for, and why I'm doing this today, let's fade this music out a little, is that so that a bunch of people are coming together in the Pleasy community, and I think in a few other different things as well, coming together to raise money this month for the Cango Wildlife Ranch in South Africa. So they are basically, it's almost like a little zoo, but it's a really lovely kind of family-run thing, and like a lot of zoos, unfortunately, it's been massively hit by the COVID problems. It's like 5 hours from Cape Town, so yeah, it's been around. I think it's been around since 1977 or something, and it's a super lovely little organisation. I've done a little bit of research into them and read a bit about them. But I'll show you guys the kind of the deal that we're trying to do here. Basically, we've got 2 objectives. We've got 2 objectives that I would love us to try and achieve. So if you don't know anything about these guys, and you're probably going to be seeing this from a bunch of different creators all over the place on Twitter and stuff. If you're anyone who's sort of following Planet Zoo closely, you'll be hearing about these guys. But yeah, so they've been kind of really struggling since COVID, and so we're trying to do 2 things. We're trying to kind of just raise awareness for them, trying to raise some money as well, but obviously not everybody can afford to donate. So there is the donation page, which is the link that's in the that GoFundMe. So I'll be popping backwards and forwards to this during the stream. Obviously, if anyone can donate, that would be massively appreciated. But if you can't donate, then what you can do for free is get this to 1,000. So this is their YouTube page. One of our kind of objectives is to try and get them to 1,000 subscribers. They're 12 away. So I think we can probably see if we can get 20 away. So I think we could hopefully make a decent chunk out of that. Obviously, that is free for everyone to do. Yeah, and I'm going to be working on this project throughout the whole of July, and probably there'll be bits and pieces of Tiguidou and some other stuff going on as well. But yeah, I'm basically like building a new African zoo, which we'll jump over in a second. We have 10 right now. What's 10? Oh, we've got 10 of us here. Yeah, Shall I just? Did I actually close that window? Let's see if I can get everybody to go and do it. Let's see if we can get this number to change at least. 2 of you have done it. Legends, awesome people. Thank you so much. Yeah, so I don't know. I sort of, and some of you will know that I've got some stuff going on in my personal life at the moment, and there are a bunch of things that a lot of people around the world will be feeling, especially in the last 18 months. They've been pretty powerless, about, and lots of things in the world that you can't do anything about. And then, so occasionally when little things pop up that you can do something about and make a difference on, or just make some people feel a bit better, to take those opportunities when they present themselves. So if that is something you can do to give some money, that would be great. If obviously not everybody can afford to do that, but yeah, if you can hit that subscribe button or share the streams or share anybody's streams or anybody's YouTube videos that you see that's involved in this project. Oh, is he going through? Perfect timing. Yeah, it means, I think it means a lot of sort of it means a lot to the people involved in this project. So I would very much appreciate that. They all just like coming into this great big soup of fennec foxes at the end. Weirdness. Your birthday is 10 days away from today. Nice. I won't give you a happy birthday quite yet. We're gonna ignore these. Right, so we're gonna be jumping, as I said, we're gonna be jumping over. I will be occasionally popping backwards and forwards to that page to see if we can keep that number moving, and anyone who's donated would be massively appreciated. But as I said, not everyone can afford to do that. I will be donating all of the money or all of my share for everything from YouTube for this month, for these videos and these streams. And so let's see what we can do. So I have started on this new build. I started this last night, and it's basically what's going to be. It's going to be a whole collection of pretty much all my African habitats that I've created so far, joined together in this zoo. I started this building yesterday. Well, I have to say I started this building and had about 5 different attempts to get this to work yesterday. So this is going to be the entrance building, and then, as I said, it's going to be a bunch of different. So the meerkats that I've just built, the fennec foxes, the African elephants that I did a while ago. So I think we're just probably going to work on like this today. Get this a bit moved forward. I feel a bit rusty because it's been a while since I've had a proper stream. So we'll probably do a couple of hours, and we'll see how we get on. This was a bit of a pain, I have to say already. So it's like, yeah, sort of like helical. Yeah, Zimba is the name of the zoo. Zimba is the name of my zoo. I don't know. Paulsley's already done a bit of a build of Cango, so I might work on that a bit. I don't know, but for now I think we're going to work on this. So it's got this kind of helical thing, and then this, like, I don't know what's going on really. Maybe like a tusk. Maybe it's supposed to be like an elephant head. Does that look like an elephant head? Kind of like an abstract elephant head. That's kind of what we'll say we're going with. We shall see. Oh, I haven't turned those Nightbot commands off. Hold on. Apologies. That's so annoying. How have I buggered that up? What have I done wrong? Hold on a sec. Let me see if I can actually fix those. I think it's because... Let's see if that works. I think it's because I put an alias on them, and they don't. It's not supposed to have an alias on them. I should open a zoo in real life. Can you imagine how much money that would cost? It's like thousands and thousands of pounds a day, like hundreds of thousands of pounds a day, or dollars a day to feed a zoo full of animals. It's crazy nuts. So we're just going to do some, like, we'll start this off. Everything's going to be my usual kind of disorganized probably slightly messy and straight down into the detail type stuff. But we're gonna do what we usually do. So settle down, settle in, chill out. If you're watching this after the fact, if that Nightbot command hasn't got working, I have put the links in the description of the video for the GoFundMe and the various bits. But yeah, so I'm going to be doing this right until the end of July. It's actually kind of like everybody is culminating into an effort that's happening. I think it's the last weekend, 22nd and 23rd. If that's the last weekend, actually it's the second to last weekend. 22nd and 23rd of July. I think there's like 10 of us involved so far. Parker, if you're still there, dude, you should drop me a DM or a tweet or something if you want to be involved. I'm sure the guys will happily. It's a bit of a more the merrier. Yeah, and it's quite nice. I don't know. It's quite nice to see that sort of thing happen. As I said, it's a bit of a weird. It's definitely been a bit of a weird year for everyone, isn't it? So it's kind of nice to have these things that you can kind of do. Yeah, you say that, Wes, but the trouble is when like something like this happens, where zoo's got no income for, especially in like. Yeah, if it's not like a big city zoo, they're just not making any money, or they're making so little money, and they've got so much to pay back. Constate's moving, they go back to Orlando. Oh, epic, dude. Hope it goes well. That's not at all stressful day, is it? And Lindsay's also keeping an eye on the football, so do feel free, Lindsay, to drop the scores, drop the scores in the chat. So for anyone who doesn't know, it's the Euro final in the soccer. Thank you, Lindsay. You're a legend. Hopefully, I fixed the Nightbot command, but we'll see in like 10 minutes. It'll come up. We shall see. Right, so this is going to be. So what the idea is this is going to be basically like an entranceway. There's going to be a big kind of internal plaza, and then obviously the zoo will spread off over into different areas. I've actually done something I never do, which is I've done a little sketch. No, zero stress. Well, we're sending you best wishes, dude. Hope everyone's stays sane. Yeah, so there's going to be like a kind of eating area and stuff in here. It's not particularly big in here. Obviously, I've got a load of work to clear all this mess out, open it up and whatever. So I'm thinking we'll probably let's get an archer just to see on scale. I think we'll probably go. I kept it fairly small, like it's not massive. I think we'll probably go through here. Yeah, I think we'll probably go through this section. So, what's the best way of doing this? Did I get rid of the music completely? I think I did, didn't I? So we have the music back. Let's have the music back. Let me know if that gets too loud, guys. Probably won't be able to hear it. There we go. Oh, it is working. I fixed it. Sweet. I just don't think you'll be able to. The music should just be fading in. It's always pretty quiet in the back. Yeah, so you won't be able to use the commands I set up there, Lindsay. That was what I screwed up. But thanks for that. Hey, Mathlety. How you doing? I think you're one of the volunteers, aren't you? So there's like a bunch of. This is like really cool when these things happen. These are the like nice things of the Tinterwebs, right? Like this is a nice thing of the Tinterweb. The Tinterweb has lots of things that's got like just not pleasant, the trolls and all that sort of stuff. But the vast majority of people are nice. The vast majority of people are nice. And when you come across people that are just like helping out, just doing nice things, taking the opportunity to do a nice thing, I think is quite good for your soul. It's very short, but I am literally just about. Well, I say, Wes, I've redone all of the. The stream overlays for both YouTube and Twitch, and to be honest, I was a bit rushed to get everything ready for today, and because I've been a bit rusty, I was like, I don't need the extra stress of being a bit rusty and then having to like worry about all the new, because then, you know, with a whole like redo of overlays and everything's going to be, there's going to be loads of things that are already broken and I haven't realised. So I thought I won't do that. I'll keep it simple today, and not change everything. Yeah, it's nice. It's good to see that stuff, isn't it? It's good to see that stuff. And as I said, it's like a bit of a weird one because it's like, I don't know. I did the thing to Chester Zoo. Maybe that was 2 years ago now. I don't think it was. I think it was last year. But we had the same thing, you know, the same thing for someone like Chester. But you know, Chester's like a massively, you know, they've got an enormous amount of outgoings. But they're also, you know, they've also got like 15,000 animals and stuff. Like, it's just crazy when you watch those sort of behind the scenes shows on any zoo. You'll see just how much money they spend on things that aren't. They're not like guest facing. They're not making money out of everything. They're making money out of the ticket sales, but there's an enormous amount of work that zoos do that's all about conservation and just. Do you know what it is? I don't know if this is going to be so a bit gushy, but people that work with animals are just like, they're nice people. They tend to just be nice people. It's a bit like being a nurse, isn't it? Like, you don't choose to be a nurse to make loads of money. It's not like being a corporate person. I mean, I can say that because I'm a corporate person, but you know, it's not like making that people. And I think that means that people that work in zoos probably just end up being like the nice people of the world. And if you can kind of help them out sometimes, even though they're not, you know, South Africa's a long way from me, certainly. Happy to get, yeah. I was working on my contribution, but my Bluetooth mouse died on my laptop, so here to support Tobes. Thanks very much. Tobes will open a zoo in 2030. I would love to work in a zoo. I would love to work in a zoo. Do you know, it's just doing something that has meaning. Like, it's when you watch the, like, I encourage you, if you're not gonna, you know, if you, yeah, don't take my word for it, but go check out their website. I think did I put the website on the link? Hold on, let's have a look. Where did I put that? So go check out the website. I'm going to be pootling around with this for a while, so don't worry about leaving the stream to go do that. Yeah, it's just like when you listen to people talk, it's something about people that are passionate about something anyway, right? But it's something incredibly endearing and like good for the soul to listen to people that really care about what they do. And you can tell that everyone involved in this place, you know, cares about it a lot and is worried about what will happen to the animals if it has to close. You make zoos in a game. It should be good at in real life. Yeah, but I don't particularly suffer any kind of real needs to make it realistic, whereas like I play the game for fun. I don't do too badly at trying to make it realistic, but I don't do that ahead of making it fun, and Yeah, I cannot imagine. How's that music now? Has it got a bit loud? I feel like sometimes the tracks get a bit loud. Oh, that's not the one. That's not the one. But yeah, I think it's one of those things. If you choose to be anyone that works with animals, I mean, I'd love to do it because they just seem like, I don't know. It's a gift to work in anything where you surrounded by people that are, you know, have good intentions and not just there to, you know, further their own profit. It's probably a bit small, isn't it? I'm just trying to cut a hole for a door. That's not too bad. Maybe we'll go a bit bigger. And then we'll have to cut all that away inside. So we'll probably bring the fennecs in. As I said, we'll bring the fennec foxes in. We'll bring the... I'll tell you the plans, actually. I haven't got this... I'm not by any means a Paulsley in terms of my planning skills, and I never usually actually do. But so we've got the meerkats, the foxes. So those are the two that I've done the most recently. And then so there's going to be 3 sections of this zoo. It's not going to be massive. It's not going to run on forever. And I'm going to try and make it so that it doesn't take too long. But we're going to have the fox. We're going to basically like a desert biome, a grassland biome, and then a rainforest biome. And the plan is to have the foxes, the meerkats, the aardvarks habitat that I created a while ago, and a new camel habitat. And all of those will be in the desert biome. And then we'll have the elephants, the buffalo, that big buffalo water crossing thing that I did the other day, which everybody's desperate for me to put crocodiles in, which I don't know if I feel like would be a bit cruel. Hey Lofro, hello, how you doing? I feel like putting crocodiles in the water with the buffaloes crossing the river would be a little bit much, but I've been thinking about ideas about how I could do it. Like I could do it in a way that it's all separated by glass, and you don't see. Because the thing, I don't know. The thing is, like the animals would hear each other. The crocodiles would hear the buffaloes and go nuts and want to eat them. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure whether we'll do that, but it would be kind of cool. I've thought about how I might do it. You're doing great. Nice. Good. Hey Mortagon, how you doing? Welcome. That's messy. My messy grouping. Anyone who's watched me play for a while will know that I'm not the best at grouping stuff together. That'll do for now. Tends to be the sort of thing I don't really want to do on stream because it's tedious. And that's saying something. Let's do a bit of like landscape here, I think. So I was looking at the fever trees. I love and I haven't used these yet, but they're super cool. They're massive. But that one's pretty nice. So I think maybe we need to do like a bit of a road. Obviously this isn't going to be the entrance building. Let's do a bit of a road. I want just like dirt track. Sausage trees. Oh, I haven't checked out the sausage trees. Sausage. Oh yeah, they're cool, aren't they? They literally have sausages in them. Is that why they're called sausages? Sausage trees. Yeah, thank you very much. It took me a while. So I've recorded the speed build for this. So the actual process for building this was painful. It's painful because it all like comes up As you see, it raises up back there. Yeah, these are nice actually, aren't they? So they're good for like dense. They do literally look like they've got sausages in them. Or monkey nuts. You get those like monkey nuts in a shell. Anyone that's coming in that's new, don't forget to go over and subscribe to the Cango Wildlife Ranch. The link is coming up every now and again in the description, or sorry, in the thing. Oh no, I've pressed all my buttons. Hold on. Okay, I've lost. I've got lost. That's what I'm trying to do. So don't forget, we're trying to get this number up to 989. Well, we're trying to get this up to 1,000. 982 at the moment. Does sausages grow in trees? Yeah, definitely. Don't they? Pretty sure they do. This got special kind of. Only you have to go to Africa to see them, but yeah, they definitely. What's a good texture to use for road, guys? I guess we could use gravel, but I don't really want to use just the asphalt because it's ass. I guess we could though. I just kind of want a nice big sweeping road, not too much of a intrusion. Just do something like that. We can fix all that up later. Just trying to get a roughly vegan. The vegan. You googled it. The sausage tree's a fruit and it's poisonous. That's just unfair, isn't it? That's just a mockery. That's very, very unfair. They're just like the tempting sausages. They're just hanging there. So I think we'll do like something like that. Let's turn that down a bit. Wonder what a sausage tree fruit smells like. I'm not sure it would be tasty. They look a bit like, I mean, let's just pull them up one more time. Yeah, I don't know. They look they're a little bit dangly, aren't they? Not going to say anything too much, but they're a little bit dangly. Yeah, maybe you can get one. You probably get them online. Get everything online. Amazon have probably got them. Someone Google it, see if you can get them. Brown dangly things from trees should always be avoided though. Don't eat the brown danglies. If in doubt. My old mum told me. My old mum used to tell me, don't eat the brown dangly things in the trees. It'll only end badly. I don't know what I'm doing here, but we'll just sort of make a bit of a rough layout. So I'm not going to make this like a massive car park or anything. I'm just going to make it pretty simple. I think I want like a main path. Oh, I'm glad I got that fixed because that was annoying. Can you ask a question? You can you can ask it. Whether I answer it is not always the same. It's not the same thing, but go ahead. Is it to do with brown danglies? If it's to do with brown danglies, I'll definitely answer it. I don't think they probably smell good, no. What am I doing here? Why don't I do that? And then that. Oh, how wide is this path? 6? No. Still not right. It must be 8. Still not right. Is it a 9? It is. Why is House Hippo not on the schedule for this week? I've just done a bit of a break from it, dude, to be honest. I did post in the Discord. I'm just having a bit of a break from it, in all honesty. I've played it a lot. I felt a bit burned out on it. It was just kind of like the new DLC not coming when it was supposed to come, all of that sort of thing. Just on a bit of a break. I think I just needed a bit of a break from it. It would be nice to be able to get that to go straight through. It's going to do weird things. According to Wikipedia, the fruit can grow to at least 2 feet long and weigh 15 pounds. Yikes. They're poisonous. Could be eaten if roasted, dried. Well, that could kill you as well, couldn't it? If it fell out of a tree. Imagine that. Imagine that. You go to Africa. You like travel in Africa. Oh, I'm like going to find myself and travel in Africa and be one with nature. And you think the things that's going to kill you is the lions and the hippos, but no, you get killed by what was he killed by? 15-pound sausage fell out of a tree and knocked his head off. That would be terrible. Can this not work? Can this not work? Has it got to be wonky? You'll eat it raw. Now the sausage fruit can weigh up to 30 pounds. Hold on, we've got conflicting we've got conflicting reports here. Wikipedia is never reliable. The popular ingredient in African beer. Oh, interesting. I've had quite a lot of African beer. Various different forms. It was a thing. When I travelled in Africa, I did a little bit of a thing. It was like, there's a lot of good beer. I remember really good beer in Namibia, I seem to remember. I think it was Namibia. Oh, crap. Having super nice beer. You can judge the quality of a country by its beer. Yeah, Windhoek, I think, is the capital of Namibia. I had some really good beer, but I don't remember there being... Maybe the sausages were in there. Maybe it's the secret ingredient. So nothing about them is sausagey whatsoever. Need to get out now, but it's an awesome spending a little time. No worries, dude. Thanks for popping in anyway. Don't forget to subscribe to that YouTube channel if you can. It's free to do if you haven't already. Helps everybody out. Does a nice deed. Maybe it's possible to get this one if you click align to grid. Maybe work. Oh, that's not a bad shout. That's not a bad idea. Except it's not on the grid. What I should have done. Tell you what we probably actually need to do. Let's just think about this for a second. So it doesn't give me the grid. Oh, hold on, maybe it's going to give me that. No, look, it's wonky. Heels. I wonder if maybe I put the path down first and then put the circle inside it after. Let's try that. So if I do this, let's get rid of that wobbly bit for now. God bless the path system. So we'll do that. Killed by a lion in Africa. Killed by a wild African sausage. Exactly. Australia's a tree that produces cones that are very large and actually do kill people when they fall. Coconuts do. Isn't that like one of the things that people say? I don't know if this is like an urban myth, but I'm pretty sure I've heard before that coconuts kill more things than animals do, like in the wild. All animals put together. This is probably an urban myth, and I may well have just embellished that quite a lot. I feel like I probably have. But I vaguely remember hearing something about the number of people that die from getting hit on the head by a coconut. New views just hear us talking about sausage that will grow on. Yeah, this is welcome to my world. Welcome to Tames' world of randomness. Turn off the 90 degrees, you think? I can't now move away from that. What I need is just a node. Let's turn the length down again. What I need is a node that hangs out by itself. Why is that not on the same line? Get rid of that. Oh, it's still going to be off center though, isn't it? It's always going to be off center. I don't think I can go. Oh, we could do this, I guess, and then link that down. That's not terrible. Don't know about coconuts. Hadn't heard that, but it's interesting. Pretty sure I've heard that before. It's not as nice as the round one, but hey ho. Right, so we'll just do some like nice bits in here. Maybe we'll just do some planting and stuff, just to get me in the groove. I always feel like if I haven't played the first bit of play in the day, always needs a bit of me finding my groove. I always find. I've made this all quite small, so it's going to be a little bit of a challenge to get planted in, but I'll do bits and pieces. This is obviously a planted flower bed, so it's not the worst thing we talk about. No, 100%. Yeah, if you know the stream, there's often random chatter. That's African, is it? Interesting. I always thought that was South American. So we make it nice and lush around this thing, and then we'll just temper it back a bit as we move away from the sign. What else have we got? This new grass stuff is epic. Just for like sinking right down. There's so many nice new plants and things in this new DLC. If you haven't already got it, I definitely recommend. By far the best one, I would say. The best combined update that we've had on Planet Zoo was this recent one. Both the free update and the Africa DLC just like added so much. Yeah, it does seem a little bit far-fetched to think about the coconuts, but I'm pretty sure I've heard that somewhere before. These dragon blood trees are wicked as well. In fact, they're all wicked like that. I think it's the dead stuff underneath, or the slightly withered stuff underneath, that makes them more interesting. Get to that. These are good as well. I'll tell you what I'll do. So I'll just build out a little palette. It's quite good. I do this sometimes because the temptation when you're doing any foliage work in Planet Zoo is to like go nuts with everything and just put loads and loads of things down. And actually, you're better off just You're often better off doing more of the same thing rather than doing like loads of different stuff. If you know what I mean. So don't use like 15 different plant types when you can use sort of 5 or 6, but just do it a bit denser. So those are really good, and I really like is it the Maronite tree? This one, Marula tree. That's it. Right, sunk right down. Like so, it's like foliage. So just bushes and stuff. That's really cool, and that blends. All that stuff blends really nicely together. That dropped to make me want to, but at the moment, that's all right, dude. You don't have to feel bad about it at all. But you know, as I said, it's not for me. It's for. It's going to be spamming those links all stream. If you, as I said, that's why there's 2 of them. One of them is about the donation, and one of them is for people that can't afford to do that. Which I understand. Not everybody can afford to do that. Not everyone's got access to the money, and not everyone's able to do it. So yeah, but it is free to subscribe to that. It's free to subscribe to that YouTube channel, so that's why I put that there as well. So obviously we're gonna have this issue inside, which I'm not going to worry about for now. Can fix all that up later. So we might just not go too crazy with that, I think. So let's get a bunch of this just kind of along. This all look weird until I put the trees in, and then once I put the trees in, it will start to make sense. Any update on the? Oh, the match hasn't started yet, has it, Lindsay? It doesn't start until 8. I have to say, I didn't actually realise that that match was tonight. I thought it was tomorrow. Yes, good shout, Lindsay. That is a good shout. That's something that anybody can do. If you want to help out at all, just sharing that channel round. The thing is, as I said before, some of it is just about sending a message. It's quite nice to think you can send a message to someone on the other side of the world, even though they won't know who you are. You're sending a bit of goodwill out into the world. Yeah, I thought the other match was actually tomorrow. I thought they were doing what they've done with all the other matches and played it at the same time. Just going to put a little bit of this in. So that's going to be the door. It's amazing how much difference like a little bit of foliage makes to everything. So, shall we use? Did I thought I had this set already? In fact, it doesn't have to be desert. Whoever wins today gets an extra day to prepare for the final. Yeah, it's not far away, is it? It's not far away. It's Sunday, isn't it? The final. For anyone who doesn't know, so this is the European Cup final in football, soccer, and the first time that England have been to a semi-final for a long time. And they're playing tomorrow. They play the winner. They play the winner of this match potentially if they win in the final on Sunday. Okay, let's move that away then. So we're gonna have to cut through there. So I think most of it's just gonna be like, I'm thinking, I haven't decided this yet, but I'm thinking this corner could come right back. So like football wears, proper football. Not that more like rugby football you lot play. Exactly. Exactly. It should be a good match tonight. You never know with those sorts of matches though, whether they just be like a bit of a damp squib. Right, can we get some of that? That's a bit. That all looks a bit symmetrical, doesn't it? Isn't it very natural? So if I put this, what was it called again? Marula. If I put this in, it's going to be a bit too much sticking through. Going to end up a lot inside, and that's going to be too much for me to hide away. Let's just do it. So yeah, I'm thinking this bit here, this is probably going to be glass. So it's going to be like, it'll be like a almost like an Oasis style, not Oasis as in the band, but as in a desert Oasis style kind of sitting area here, and then it'll be opening out onto a glass building, a glass wall there. It's kind of loosely, I'll show you the picture it's loosely based on. Hold on. Let's have a look. See if I can find this. Place called, I think it's the concept art for a place called Manata, which is actually an Australian zoo. Let's have a look, see if I can find this. I've got so many folders full of inspiration pictures. Here we go. See if I can get the screenshots. Okay, so it's this. It's loosely based on this. So it's got that like double curve thing. Mine's slightly different. That's a different concept picture. Yeah, and that one. So that's probably actually the closer one. Sort of what we're trying to go for. No idea if we'll be able to achieve. As usual. It'll end up being something. It'll end up being something probably quite different, but we'll get there. So this all could just be like, this all could just be planters, to be fair. Back to a certain point. A good little tip for doing planters, or anything where you've got like foliage, like a clump of foliage, just to do like a little burr. So just to like raise the terrain, not too much. So you've just got like a little, gives you the opportunity to create a little bit more of a block, like a little bit more of a blocker to the sight line, and not to have everything end up flat. So even though that's all pretty much just going to be planters, I'm trying to create a block between what's going to end up being the car park over there and the rest of the pathway. So we'll go with we'll continue with that same this. Continue with that same thing we've got over there. Oh, that's not in the group. Interesting. Thing that annoys me at the moment, one of the things that grinds my gears with the game at the moment that I keep noticing is that they don't walk on the paths. Like the guests don't walk quite on the paths ever. When they're coming around a corner, they'll just cut that corner off. They won't walk to there and then walk across. So you have to be a little bit careful sometimes. And I noticed it the other day with my meerkat habitat. It's that they just cut the corners, and they appear through the sides of the buildings quite often. If you put your paths right up to the edge of stuff. So I'm sort of trying now to leave this little bit of a gap and not have them kind of butt right up. So I think what we'll do... actually, do you know what we'll do? Let's get the fennec foxes for a second. Can I do that easily? Let's see. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Where's the... There it is. So what did I do here? So it would be probably make sense to have this border used in a bunch of places. That one's not too complicated. Did I do anything else? I'm not placing this down yet, I'm just checking what these look like. I could use this floor again as well. That might be kind of cool. Maybe we'll use the floor again. Did I actually save that as a bloop? No. Okay, let's go over. We'll jump over to that fennec fox habitat for a minute. I think that's looking alright though. And we'll grab the floor. I think I saved the floor separately. It might be kind of nice to use that floor for like a walkway here. Might be a bit much though. Let's just go and have a look. I did save that, didn't I? Yeah, I like the floor. The details are so handy. They are so cool. Infinite possibilities, basically, with those tiles. I haven't really even scratched the surface of. I did like 3 or 4 different ideas I had. Hello, guest central. Please leave. You are not welcome. We don't want you. Thanks. Right, so put both of them on your YouTube. Okay. Oh, I thought I'd saved this. I thought I'd saved this floor separately. What an idiot. Oh, did I? No. I suppose I could just... Oh, cheers, Wes. Yeah, thanks, dude. I see what you mean now. The links to the Cango stuff. Wicked. Much appreciated. Could have sworn I'd saved this separately. It doesn't matter too much. I can just grab it. I thought I'd saved this all as a blueprint. Obviously it didn't. Oh, I'll tell you what, did I just shove it under the floor? Sometimes I do that. I just put a bit under the floor so that I can use it again later. Well, actually, that's probably the easiest one to get there. Trying to save myself a job of having to click all of these tiles, but poor planning, Toves. I definitely didn't save it, right? Tile. That's a different one. Floor. No. Oh man. This is the sort of thing. This is the sort of thing that I need to be better at. I need to be better. I need to be better organised. I know I had it. I know. Maybe I've got an autosave with it in. Hold on. I've got so many files open now. No, I don't think I've got it. Bugger. So what I did in order to create this floor was create it all on a block piece and then keep that piece on the grid and then copy that around, but this is painful because I can't tell where the gridded piece ends and the next one starts. I guess we could just maybe do that. Brilliant. Let's see how that is. That's not too bad. Okay, we can go from that. We can go from that. Okay, so let's get that separate. And we'll save that. Tiles. I feel like I'm always doing this. I wish you didn't have to do these every time. I always end up with these little build bits that I want to reuse. Usually I'm not too bad at it, but sometimes I just forget. See, that little fence piece I've kept separate. For some reason I joined all the floor together. Okay, so we wanted, the other thing we wanted was this, wasn't it? Which I could really easily have just recreated, but it's a little bit lazy to have done it like that, but it'll be better in the long run because that's how I'm trying to get better. I said this on Tiguidou's stream the other week where I'm trying to get better at making sure that I stitch themes together, and it's those little things that are important to like reuse, not to like reuse everything everywhere, because it's all right to have sort of, you know, theming and newer bits of the zoo, but if you have these little bits that kind of stitch things together, it can make a difference. While we're waiting for that to load in, let's see where we're up to on what's the number at the moment. They're on 984, guys. 984. If you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe over there. Has anyone donated? Has there been any no donations? Where's my... I've got so many screens open. I've got so many. There it is. What are they up to over there at the moment? Oh my goodness, Lindsay, you are a crazy lady. That is so generous, Lindsay. Lindsay's donated £100. You are a legend. That is massively appreciated, Lindsay. Well done. Thank you very much. I wish there was something I could give you. I wish there was something I could give you. I'll give you a virtual hug. Thank you so much, Lindsay. You're a legend. Hopefully she's not watching the football. She snipped off to watch the start of the match. Very, very generous. Oh dear. Right, so where was I? So I probably won't even end up using these tiles now, but we'll have a look. We'll have a look. Yeah, see, I think maybe that would be cool. I think if I did it here, it would be too much. Floors. What's the flaw? I have many flaws. I'm riddled with flaws. Yeah, so I think that would be too much, but maybe like a long. Let's not use it for now. Fence, did I call that? So this is what I end up with, just like loads of things that I've created at different points. That there's just so many of these things. What's that even? I don't even know what that one was for. That's the one we want. That's the puppy. That's our puppy. Okay, so we'll do this. I feel like I've pressed my T button. Oh, there we go. We use this little border just so that later on it stitches together a bit better. So I said I was leaving a little gap, didn't I? So if you're someone that's not watched me stream before, I have a bit of a break, but I've been streaming on Twitch quite a lot. I've been doing a little bit of a. My YouTube channel is basically like this sort of stuff, and House Flipper has been the main things on my channel. We've got a bunch of new people fairly recently come in. Lindsay, thank you so much for the £100. That's crazy generous of you. But yeah, there's been quite a lot of people, a lot of new PZ people recently subscribing to the channel, which is really nice. I'm still absolutely loving this game. It's a bit of a weird. We're in a bit of a weird place with the game at the moment, I think, because it feels like the summertime is always a bit of a weird thing in terms of like making video content, because you just people got to be in the sun. People want to be in the sun, especially after the last year. Thank you for the follow, Mortagon. That's a Twitch follow, I think. I think that must have been a Twitch follow because it was rando. It looked different. It wasn't the normal style. Yeah, that must have been a Twitch follow. Thank you very much. Yeah, Twitch is like my little just kind of hang out and mess about type place at the moment, or has been for the last however long. In fact, let's not do that here. Let's make this different. Make this concrete, I think, going around that corner. So grab that section. So yeah, Twitch is you know, I think the thing is when you do YouTube, you've got this thing that's like something I've always been fairly resistant to, but this temptation to just keep making content all the time, and you are a little bit, you do get a little bit kind of, you you get stuck in the thing that's like you're supposed to make the same content. If you get people that watch you play Planet Zoo, you have to make Planet Zoo content all the time. That's kind of how the algorithm rewards you. So it's nice to have somewhere you can just kind of be a bit more casual and not worry about fighting the algorithm. And I quite like Twitch, but the Twitch is probably it's a lot harder to grow on Twitch. But we will be back over there soon. Hopefully we'll be back over there soon with some more streams. I've got so many games that I bought in the not in the summer festival, but in the one that was previous to that, the like Next Fest or something like that, which was the sort of indie games. I've got so many games that I want to be playing. Bow, bow, bow. That's not right. But yeah, so it's a bit of a weird one at the moment, Planet Zoo, because I feel like it always feels like the I don't know. It always feels like there's like a massive, great big surge of activity from all the content creators immediately after a DLC, and me included, because I released 3 videos on the live day, and then it just sort of goes back to normal. It really quickly goes back to kind of not really a whole lot of anything. Goes back to being super quiet really quickly, and it feels like I remember this is my imagination because I've got a few things going on in my worlds right now. But yeah, it does feel like it just every time goes back slightly quicker, goes back to being a bit more quiet. I'd love there to be able to. Do you know what would be wicked? I don't think they'll ever do this in the game, but to have an option for like all of the terrain tools. Do you know what I mean? Because I'd quite like to be able to put soil here and not just like dusty, horrible sand. I could put mulch in, but the problem with the mulch would be that I'd lose my sort of burr effect. So I think we're just going to have to go with some rocks and make it look a bit more natural. Yeah, I feel like in Sandbox it should just be a thing you can paint with all the tools, right? Just give us all the tools. You've already got it, so why not just let us have all of them? I'm just kind of because I'm sort of forced to make it. Yeah, it's all right. Like it's all right. I don't mind too much, but it forces you to do certain things. Like in a real zoo, they'd be able to put soil down, right? They'd be able to put real soil here, not have it all just dirt. Because we could have this as we could have put sprinklers and stuff in this, in theory, if we wanted to. Yeah, exactly. They terraform to fit an animal. Exactly. That's exactly what I mean. So, like, less so in the bits that are kind of around the edges of the zoo. It doesn't matter too much, but being able to, especially when you've got like an intern, like if you've got like you make a dome or something, or like a biosphere. The fact that you can't change the terrain in it to anything else is always a bit of a pain. Let's go with some of the faux stuff as well, I think. That's not how you spell. And that's actually, that colour's not terrible by itself. A bit darker. Just do a bit of this here and there. These got really nice textures to them, these foam rocks. And I kind of don't... I think they did a really good job on these because they're good enough that they can look... I mean, they're good enough that they can look real. Or they look... You can make them a little bit more obviously fake. Like these are a bit more obviously fake, I think. Because it's got no kind of wear on it. But they did a really good... I think they did a really good job on those. So I mean, there's always something quite relaxing about the rock placement in this. Definitely always is. I know for me, there's always something quite relaxing, therapeutic. If you're having a stressful day, just come and place a few thousand rocks. Planet Zoo, you'll be happy again. I think that's all right for now. So let's go back to... Let's get some trees. I don't want too many trees. I don't want to put too much shade on that front. I want to leave that fairly open. Tell you what we will do though. We'll put a few of the... Put a few of those new ones in. For me, I have to take breaks on rocks, especially my last build hurt my brain. Yeah, definitely. I've got my Canadian Zoo. I've got so much rock work to do in that. I've got so much rock work. The trick is to make yourself little sets, though. Is to make yourself a little group of rocks. For somewhere really to basically like focus your effort. So when you think about it, like somewhere like this, it's much more important to be like really specific about placing your rocks down and stuff. But when it's like a background area or somewhere that's kind of less important or not right in the foreground, to create yourself little groups of rocks that you can just repeat patterns of. So I tend to place, especially in the... Oh, that's too big. In the sort of front and centre areas, I think I probably even got some little groups of rocks. Oh, let's do that in a second. I tend to just create these little clumps of rocks and then reuse those in the areas that are less important. So I'll just do a bit of this and that. It's amazing how quickly, when you're just starting to place down, it's the thing that makes the biggest difference in every game. It's always the like, what does Corrales say? A bit of bush. You start to place a few bushes in. Any sort of creative games, it just makes such a difference. I don't know what it is. It just starts to like soften all the textures up, I think. This we're going to go fairly sparse with though. I don't want to get it too dense. Yeah, I tend to have my days when placing rocks is kind of good for me. Just to have those like zone out, place rocks. It's not the sort of thing you do, not the sort of thing you want to do for too long on stream, because it can be a bit boring. We chill out watching the rock placement, or actually always chill out watching the rock placement, or actually placing them myself. The thing is, Planet Zoo is I do quite a lot of just watching. I lurk in quite a lot of people's streams. Usually just because I'm not really engaged in the chat or really massively engaged in what they're doing. It's just in the background. Let's get a bit of that marula stuff going. I mean, it's quite a good having a Planet Zoo stream on in the background whilst you're playing Planet Zoo. It's just quite nice. Yeah, I really like those. They've just got something a bit kind of raggedy about them, haven't they, these trees? A bit scruffy looking. It's coming. Okay, so then we'll come round. I think we'll go back to the concrete here. So we'll go back to this now. Not that. That. Let's just place that for a second. I'm gonna check on the thing. They're 15 away. They're 15 away from 1,000. I'm tempted to recreate the Zambezi River Hippo camp in PZ at the moment. I'm really getting to grips with the building and groupings, etc. Nice. I can't remember if I've ever told. I stayed. This is going to sound a bit knobby, but I've stayed in a campsite. It might even be the one you'll have to send me a picture in Discord. I've stayed in a campsite that had. You donated, Wes? Did you? Oh, you legend. Hold on, let's have a look. Oh, you're a legend. Thank you very much, Wes. £795 they're up to now. Epic work. Yeah, I stayed in a campsite. I might have told this story before. I stayed in a campsite. I've whitewater rafted on the Zambezi River because I'm cool. No, I'm not cool at all, but it was one of those things. I'm like, I'd never do it again. Jumped out an aeroplane twice, but I'd never do this again. It was terrifying. And it was right under Victoria Falls, so we had to carry the rafts down right underneath Victoria Falls, and you could hear the roar of the falls as we went in. And we stayed the campsite. I think this was all the same place. The campsite we stayed in had a hippo pod in it, and we arrived really late. We got stuck because, like, sometimes you drive in Africa, it can be pretty rough. And the further north you get, the further you get away from South Africa, the rougher the roads get. I wanted that colour. And we had this thing in the morning where we'd get up in the campsite in the morning. I was doing like an overland trip thing. I think I was like, maybe I was 25. We do this thing in the morning with the driver. The driver would say, so you've got two choices. Do you want to take, this was like basically like a gap adventures it was called. So it was like 15 of us or something in the back of a truck. And it was 90 days, Cape Town to Nairobi. But we had this thing where we'd get up in the morning and the driver would say to us, so do you want to do the major route, or do you want to do the minor route? And if you go the minor route, we'll see way more animals, or we can go the highway. You can't see me doing inverted fingers, quotation marks, but the highway wasn't really much of a highway anyway, and it was pretty crappy and really bumpy. So naturally, having been on this trip for a while, and there were I think there were like 6 of us that were on the trip the whole time, and various different other people joined and left. We said we'll go the rough route, and we're supposed to be driving to this place that we'd been told. I think this was the Zambezi camp. I can't remember. So we choose the rough route. So we're driving along this road. It was supposed to be a 12-hour drive. Ended up being a 15-hour drive. In fact, it might even have been longer than that. I can't remember. And it was rough. It was really rough. And obviously, like, no toilet breaks or anything like that. That you can get out and go to the toilet. You could get out and like stand next to the truck and take a pee. And some of the women were like not happy about that situation. Some of the blokes weren't happy about that situation because there were lions and things. So we drove for ages. This whole like long journey, and I'd already done a bunch of really long journeys by that point. But we got to this campsite in the middle of the night. They'd already told us it was supposed to be. We would get there before nightfall. We set up. I don't know even what time we set off, but we set off really early in the morning, before the sun. And we get to this campsite, and we're all pretty fed up, and everyone's just had enough. We just wants to go to sleep. Put the tents up, go to sleep. And we get to the entrance to this campsite, and the campsites in America, not like in Africa, wherever this was. I think it was Zambia, but I don't even remember if that makes sense. Zambia on the Zambezi, I think it is, right near Victoria Falls. And we get there, and we're all fed up. We've had enough. We just want to go to bed. As we get there, the guy meets us at the gate. And says, just to let you all know, you have to be careful when you come into the campsite because there are hippos in the campsite tonight. So like, oh my god, there's hippos in the campsite. What, are they camping? Are they like, what's going on here? And apparently it was at the river. So you get a lot of this in Africa. Like the campsite, just stayed in a campsite in the Serengeti, which was just like open. There's nothing. There's no fence, no big fence. It's just a fence. There's like, you're literally camping in the Serengeti. And this one was right next to a river, and there was this huge pod of hippos had been in the river for like the last 2 or 3 days. And it just so happened that they decided tonight they were going to walk into the campsite, and there was nothing to stop them. So they just walked into the campsite, and so the guy told us, we got there, we like, the guy go, we put all our tents up, so it's safe at the moment. They're on the other side of the campsite. Put all our tents up, and as we go to bed, he says to us, so what's going to happen tonight is I'm going to sleep in the tree. And if you need to get up to go to the toilet or leave your tent at any point in the night, to flash your flashlight up into the tree. And let me know, and I'll let you know if there's any hippos around and if it's safe or not. Going back to things killing people, hippos kill more than anything. They're really dangerous. They are really dangerous. But 25-year-old me, traveling around the world, having a big adventure. It was super exciting. And we had them in and out of the campsite all night. And apparently one of them was up against the side of my tent at one point, which I was on a lot of. This was like my favourite story of my travels. I know why I'm telling this tonight, but hey ho, we're doing Africa, and we're collecting for the the Wildlife Trust, the Wildlife Ranch. So I was on a lot of drugs at the time, not because I was like a druggie or anything, but I was really, really not having a good time with my anti-malarial tablets. Some anti-malarials give you really, really horrible, trippy dreams. So I've taken these drinks, and the guy that I was sharing a tent with was just a random American dude that I'd met, on this trip, and wasn't really like my mate or anything. Although we'd made quite good friends by this stage. And I had punched him in the night a couple of nights before because I was getting attacked by a cat in my dream. I was having this trippy nightmare, and I was convinced he was the cat, and so I'd lashed out in the middle of the night and punched him. So this night we were asleep in this campsite with all the hippos. I feel like I remember waking up, being right up against the side of the tent, and feeling like the tent was moving. And I shit you not, excuse my language, but wake up the next morning and the guy says to us, for about 10 minutes last night you had a hippo sleeping up against the side of your tent. I thought he was joking, but you could see all the like mud and everything up against the side of our tent. And that's my it's my favourite Africa story. Just to pass the time while we did some boring curbing. Right, so what shall we do with all of this gubbins? This side's going to be the car park, I think. However we're going to do that. Not sure what we'll do here. It's coming though, it's coming together. Yeah, there was like loads of those sorts. I thought I had malaria at one point as well. Because I stopped taking the anti-malarials because it was too trippy. It was going nuts. So I stopped taking them, and then yeah, I thought I got malaria at one point. I didn't. I just got a virus or something. But it is one of those places. Not lots of people go, but I would absolutely say if you've never been to Africa, and it's obviously, you know, to say go to Africa is ridiculous because it's a massive place. There's a lot of it. But seeing, you know, actually seeing lions and elephants in the wild, something else. Is absolutely something else. Waking up to like literally waking up to the sound of lions in the Ngorongoro crater is like something else that I will take to my deathbed and tell my grandchildren about. And I would, you know, I've always said if I ever had children and I had the choice whether I sent them to, obviously I'd love to have both the opportunity to send them to university or to send them travelling, but I would absolutely send them travelling because it just, yeah, it does something to you. It does something to you. Good job, it was your mate you hit, not Hippo. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know. I included that. I include that bit of the story because I was tripping my nuts off on the anti-malarials. So I may well have just imagined the whole thing. There was never a hippo, but the guy seemed to think there was. And is that the right grass? It is, yeah. I love scuba diving. Not sure I'd survive an African camping trip though. I mean, it was hardcore. It was definitely hardcore. I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could do it now. Although I would like to think I could probably do it again. It took me a while to get kind of acclimatized and stuff. But there's also something, you know, there's also something pretty good for you in the like. Because 90 days travelling, you see a lot, and you do see a lot of different, and something like, well, I did it. Yeah, I did, it wasn't at all glamping, but yeah, I was with a group of people in an organised trip. It wasn't like I went by myself. I certainly wouldn't do that. I wouldn't have the courage to do that. Although maybe I would have done at a younger age, but. But yeah, no, it does something to you. Just to like even the thing about. I remember walking down a street. I can't remember where we were. But I remember walking down a street and thinking, I'm the only person here that's white, or that, like me and my friends here are the only people that are white, and noticing people kind of looking at you. Being like, you're a white person and they're looking at you, not in an intimidating way, but just in like you're different way, and that's pretty good for you to experience from that side. I felt like it was pretty good for me to experience it from that side. Let's do a bit of this over here. Story time with Toves for some reason tonight. It's obviously just the mood I was in. I know what you mean. I felt that way in Belize when we drove the Blue Hole. Oh, you've done that? That is epic. I haven't done a lot of scuba. I would love to. I've had a few times when I've had the opportunity to do my paddy and never done it. I think the every time I've kind of wanted to do it, it's been a choice to be sticking around somewhere that I didn't want to stick around for as long as because you got at least kind of a week or two, haven't you? But the blue hole would be amazing. Experienced that in some villages in the Philippines. I've never seen a white woman with blue eyes in real life before. They treated me like I was a queen. Yeah, that's so good for you. It's so good for you, I think. It's so good for you just to experience what that is like. I've actually got holes in the roof. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh god. I'll have to do something about that inside. But yeah, I probably have more stories from those 90 days in Africa than I had, from every other time I've been travelling. Just because it's so otherworldly, just so much that you've experienced that I wouldn't trade. That's I had a thing when I turned, because some people have that thing where they like get to a certain age. I know my brother had 30 things to do before you're 30, and I didn't really have that because I was like, I feel like I have enough. I've been very lucky in some ways. Enough stuff has happened that I've experienced to say that I don't feel like I need a list of things to do, if that makes any sense. You should be treated like that everywhere. Exactly 100% agree. Okay, so how are we going to open this out? So I think it would be kind of cool to have a few of these as windows, but I'm not 100% sure if I want some of that as windows or not. It's starting to look alright though. It's always a bit of a slow process with me. It's a bit of a slow process. It's all just a bit too slow for most people, but I don't mind. Obviously we're in a storytelling mood tonight, so right, let's make this a door. Make this into a glass door. I'm trying to think if there's any doors that I've used in those other builds. Let's just take a minute. Let's have a quick minute. Hold on. Let's just go back to menu for a second. Yeah, I've not done enough. I'd love to do more diving. I really would. I've done quite a lot of snorkeling. I swam with manta rays in Fiji. That was pretty incredible. Stayed in this place where you had to chain of islands called the Yassawayas, I think they're called. Some of the islands are like really small. You can walk around them in 10 minutes, and some of them are quite big. I stayed on this one. I think it's actually, the resort was actually called Manta Ray Resort, and we stayed in this place where they had this whole system that like we'll bang this drum in the morning, or anytime you hear this drum will mean that's manta rays. That is like this little fast water channel between, I think it was like between two of the islands or something. I'm looking for my elephant habitat, by the way, guys, which is old. And yeah, so they said, oh, we'll bang the, oh actually I want this a cappy one as well. We'll bang this drum, and if you ever hear this drum, whatever the time of day it is, run to the beach and there'll be someone ready with like getting a boat ready, and you've got to be there really quick, because if you miss your opportunity, we'll be going. And if you get to the beach, run down there, and we'll grab the snorkel and stuff. and we'll go and see if we can come swim with these mantas. And they said they haven't seen any for a while because it's a bit out of season. But if you get the chance, we'll go down there and we'll see. And the first thing I was like 5 o'clock in the morning, the first day, and we were right down. We were staying in these little huts actually. Then it wasn't a campsite. I think we'll use this. And they, 5 o'clock in the morning on the first morning, we were the furthest away. And it was quite windy. I was like, woke up. I was like, I'm pretty sure I can hear drums. And had to jump out of bed and run down the beach getting dressed to catch the boat, and jumped in this boat and we went and swam with these manta rays for like half an hour before they decided to swim away. It was pretty amazing. So a Filipino man spat at my brother and I muttered on floofing Americans. Manta rays are so cool. We saw one off the flower gardens near where I live. Wicked. It was so big. This thing was so big and so like effortless how it moved. We were really struggling because this channel was really fast. That's what I'm looking for. We were really struggling to keep up with it, and it just kind of just floated around like flying basically. Never left Europe as a child. I went to Turkey but can't remember it. 2017 I went to Mallorca. Once I missed an exit on the highway and accidentally was in France. Well, now you've had your jabs, Nadine. Now you've conquered your fear of the jabs. You can go to Africa. You'll only have to have about 40 jabs. Right, I'm looking for doors. I'm basically just looking to see if there's any doors that we can use. There's this gate. It's not great though, is it? What's going on with these animals? Can we unbox some elephants here, people? This is old, this one, so there's not going to be a lot I can reuse from this. But I think we'll reuse the whole... I think we'll just take this whole habitat over. Is that the marula tree? It is. I was already doing it back then. Missed an exit on the highway and actually was in France for like 20 minutes. I still need the second jab before I'm privileged human. Well done for nailing it anyway. It's not easy, is it? I could tell you were dreading it. Yeah, there's nothing super amazing about any of this stuff, so I don't think I'm going to use too much of it. Okay, right, let's go back. Alien? Did I say alien or did someone say alien? You're an alien when you leave your country, aren't you? You're a legal alien. If you go on work, if you travel with a passport, you're a legal alien. How are we going to do this then? I think we'll just... I think Sting sung about it. Sometimes something about a legal alien. Oh. Englishman in New York. Oh, that was terrible. Do 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 do. So I think most of this will be, well, this is obviously going to be a project that's going to continue after this month, but for anyone concerned that I'm abandoning Tiguidou, I'm not. definitely not. Just kind of want. It's kind of nice to have different things you can do in this game, like to not feel like you're stuck on one project. It's quite useful to have. Let's double that. Let's go. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Should I just stream? It's almost 3 PM in Texas. Oh, thank you very much for hanging out. Thank you very much for hanging out. Hope to see you again. Thanks for company. So I think we'll do. Where's my little dude again? I can't get too small. I thought I found me brother. I'm from. What? You're from the moon. What are you like, Go Wesley? What are you like? That's reminded me of. Did anyone used to watch? Most of you probably too young for Mork and Mindy. I don't know why that suddenly reminded me of Mork and Mindy. Mork calling Orson. Come in, Orson. I can't really remember what his deal was, but he was like an alien. Stuck on Earth. Getting a bit small. I can't remember why. Nano, that's right. He used to wiggle his ears or something, didn't he? Nano. Sounds like we sound like mad people, Lindsay. We sound like mad people. That's all right. It's a shame you can't watch these sorts of things on stream. That'd be wicked. I'd love to have. You know, people do like a film night. We could do a film night at some point. But I do quite like the idea of doing like just a watching random old stuff like Mork and Mindy. just have a random night. The thing is, most people would be like, "What the hell is this crap?" I don't think they date well. Yeah, do that. That'll help. So that's going to be the bottom of the door. The like seal. Yeah, Robin Williams. Robin Williams' early career, wasn't it? That's right. Oh, we're pushing the 2-hour mark, guys. I won't probably be streaming for too much longer. I've got to get back to Prehistoric Kingdom at some point. So every now and again there's a moment when I'm building in Planet Zoo where I go, oh, Prehistoric Kingdom, you can do that better. Like, just I could just resize this to fit. This piece of glass I could just resize to fit in Prehistoric Kingdom. here it's a pain because I've done that wrong. What I should have done is planned out the size of the piece, but the size of the whole door based on the pieces of glass, because I can't get this to, it's not going to be clean, is it? It's going to be messy. I guess we could put a piece there. What are we talking about? We're talking about a TV show. We're talking about a TV show called Mork and Mindy. An old TV show that was it's about a dude that was an alien living on Earth. I think it's before my time, to be fair. I think it was a 70s show. But I remember it being on telly when I was a kid. What can we do with this then? I guess we could cover that up with something. Make that a solid panel. Let me think. We just do like a yeah, we'll just do this. Find something to do up there. I guess I could put a sign in there. What can we put? Ugh. Some of these things are so big. I wish they were smaller. So that wouldn't be terrible. It's a bit weird though. Let's just put that there for a second. So these are all too big. Too big to use. Yeah, the reruns. It would have been the reruns, I would think. Anyone who doesn't know, is it half time already? What's the score? What's the scores on the doors? Miss Ford. Oh. Unexciting. We could kind of use this. We could kind of use this as well. Maybe. With some texture. I do like the rustiness. Why do I keep finding different languages on my phone? I have no idea, dude. I have no idea. It's kind of cool. It's not obviously supposed to be used in this pack, but just a little bit of detail. Kind of works. Can't see where I'm doing it now, but never mind. It's probably moon language. Do 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 do. So I think we're going to have the, as I said, I think we're going to have the river, the big river thing in this one as well. The buffalo habitat in this zoo. So I think it's going to be, I don't know how long this will last, but I think we'll probably just keep this. As I said, it'll be one that I do I stream, and then there'll be episodes that probably just come off the back of this. That adds something, doesn't it? I don't know if I like that or not. We shall see. I made it all part of the same group. Darn! Yeah, going back to what you were saying earlier, Lindsay, mastering the groups in this game is a massive thing. That's the one reason that I'm not playing Prehistoric Kingdom at the moment, because the groups just don't work in that game. They just don't have them in the beta yet, and it makes such a massive difference to like how easy everything is to build. It's one of those things that it does just make you slightly quicker at doing things, because you're not doing everything. You're not doing everything bespoke every time if you get the groups right. Oh, and the other thing that's an absolute killer in that at the moment is that there's no undo. And as we all know, anyone that's watched me for a while, I'm a bit of a faffer, so I do like to do things and then like see what they look like and then redo them. And that isn't all that great when you don't have an undo button. It can be a bit of a pain. That one seems so complicated now. The penny's dropped. It seems so simple. Yeah, that's the thing that I'm glad you've got to that stage with it, because that's the thing that everybody has. Like on the surface, Planet Zoo is definitely a more complicated learning curve to get into. But once you get past that stage, there's so many more possibilities for what you can do in the game. More than anything I've ever played before. Glass. I'm just clicking off to see if we've got any new. What's the numbers looking like at the moment over here. 985. Still 985. Don't. Anyone new that's coming in that hasn't already subscribed over here, it's collecting for this Cango Wildlife Ranch at the moment. So please go and hit that up. It's appearing in the Nightbot commands. Be much appreciated. What did I just do with that little sign thing? I'll take that out. I haven't confirmed it. So I'll figure out something to do with this. I don't know what I'm going to put up there. Probably not the text. No worries, dude. Hope you enjoy. Yeah, it definitely takes you more time building this game than it does in anything else. But as I say, the possibilities for what you can do are so massive. Emissive window. I still haven't really figured out how to use these properly. Someone was saying on Reddit the other day that those emissive windows are basically just supposed to be that they emit light, which they do. They don't light up an area, so they're a bit pointless. Eyebrows? My food is so hot, I've got to... What? Your eyebrows catches on fire. We can fix that inside. Maybe let it cool down a little bit, or blow on it. Give it a blow. That doesn't sound good, does it? Give it a Don't give it a blow. Sounds terrible. Right, is that a bit small? I guess it probably is a bit small, but I think it'll be alright. This is the main entrance, basically. Who wins this match? Interesting. Sounds like a bit of a... Well, this is the... Italians are always a bit defensive, aren't they? But I think this side is less defensive than previous teams. But then the Spanish don't have a striker. That's the thing. You gotta have a goal scorer. Someone's gonna get the goals. Please. Okay. Spain 1-0. I mean, it might go to penalties. It's a game of 2-0. Is it? Is that how it works? It is one of those things. I was watching a stream earlier. Not a Planet Zoo stream, but it's sport is just a funny one, isn't it? Some people just don't like hearing anyone talk about sport whatsoever. I wouldn't say I'm a diehard. Absolutely wouldn't say I'm a diehard, but I do quite like a bit of football, to say. Like it would. I think most people would say if you get to a place where your team is like, especially your national team, is doing well. Let's just figure this out for a second. I mean, I think, I don't know, I think I used to be probably more competitive than I am, but it used to really bother me when my teams lost. Like, for days. I'd be upset or annoyed. Trying to get the scale of this door right. So I'm just going to put one roughly in the middle. Get rid of that one. Actually, that's a bit too big still. Oh, sorry, I knocked the microphone. So what is the English football term for faking a foul or injury? Diving. See you, Wes. Thanks for the donation again, buddy. Really appreciate it. Very generous. Yeah, diving. Taking a dive. It's not actually been too bad in this tournament. Like, I'd say it's worse in the Premiership. Yeah, what's it in German then? Is there lots of different ways of saying it in German? Beam. Hey Bold, how you doing? Hope you're well. Thanks for popping in. If you don't know Bold, guys, go check out Bold's channel. Bold is working on a bunch of really cool things, but the one that's not getting enough credit, because it's probably a little bit left field, but it's epic, is the oh god, what is the series called now? Can't even think of the series. It's the moon. It's like a moon base, a Mars base thing. It's wicked. I watched it the other day. I haven't seen any of them for a while. I watched it the other day. I was like, this is so cool. It's like a collab project. Yeah, go check out Bold. It does remind you, actually, there's so many good creators. Terra Nova, that's right. Thank you. So many good creators in the PZ community. So that's probably alright. Just a little bit. Let's squeeze it over a little tiny. I feel like I've done doors like this so many times. Right, so I'm going to have the same problem again because I haven't thought about the size of the door. I should have thought about the size of the glass panel before I started doing this. Which is stupid of me. This is one of those classic examples of like when you're streaming. Like if I was doing this off stream. Oh, look at that, it's perfect. I was going to say, if I was doing this off stream, I would have thought about that beforehand. I just lucked out on that, basically. That I would have made sure I'd planned this whole door based on the panels that I'm using. So we're building is a new zoo Bold. We only just sort of started it today. Zimba Zoo. Basically, it's called Zimba just because I like saying Zimba Zoo. Hang on, what? In German, we call it a swallow. Like the bird. The swallows sometimes fly pretty low, like a soccer player who deliberately drops himself. Oh, yeah, interesting. So we would call that a swan dive. So you can say a swan dive. Someone takes a swan dive. That's a similar thing. We're talking about sport for a minute, Bold. I hope you don't mind. There's been some football conversation. So sorry, some soccer conversation. Yeah, thank you very much. It took me bloody ages. I haven't done that on stream. But it took me a while to work out how to get it to come up in a nice curve. And then it's got like a, it's not really deliberately, but it's sort of like an elephant, I guess. We'll just say it's supposed to be like a symbolic elephant. An abstract elephant. We'll say that was deliberate. Kind of was a little bit, but not originally. Yeah, I can't stream for too much longer, guys. Probably about another 20 minutes and then I'll be done though. I see an elephant. I see an elephant fly. So it's going to be, yeah, as I said, it's going to be an ongoing project. It's going to probably go on past this month, I would imagine, this one. Although it will probably jump on leaps and bounds because I've got a load of the habitats already built. as I said, we're going to be building what did I say we're going to have in total? So we're going to have the river crossing, buffalo river crossing, the meerkats, the fennec foxes, the elephant habitat, the okapis. So I've got a rhino, gorilla, pygmy hippo, and camel habitat. Oh, and lion and rhino. Did I say that twice? I feel like I said all of those several times. Okay, so that's my door. Does that work from the other side as well? Yeah, that's right. So we can get rid of that now. I'll do what I did with Tiguidou and use the... what are they? I think I did this on Tiguidou's doors. One of the beam pieces is good for... where is it? This guy? For like door details. It's a bit like hinges that way. We have that little knobbette. We don't want the little knob though. Maybe that one. What's that one? Yeah, we'll probably go that way around. Doesn't matter too much. And then I think I just did like a rod. And then maybe another bracket thing at the top. Yeah, I can't be a long stream tonight because my girlfriend is coming home for the first day in a while, well, a week, but will that work? Actually, should be a double post there. Like that. And there. What can we do for a door handle that's going to fit in that little gap? Just keep searching in that wrong bit. What am I doing? What am I doing? Would have been nice, but it's not gonna fit. It's gonna be a bit sticking out the back. Darn it. I suppose that would work. It's not the most exciting. It's going to be open anyway, so. Bear in mind, at the moment we don't have any path going through this little gap. I'm going to have to be... I wish the guests just pathed better. I really do. I wish they just like stuck to their paths and not walked off the edges of them. Do 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 do. Because they will definitely walk through the side of this barrier. The side of this, well, they'll walk through the side of this however I do this, I'm pretty sure. It's not going to be narrow enough. As I was saying before, you need to have not only a narrow path, but enough of a space around the path for them not just to dunder through the side of the walls and whatever. There's something I'm fiddling around with on Tiguidou at the moment, because I don't like the whole. I just don't like the massing of guests, and so it's a real pain to try and spread them out so that they to spawn in different locations around the zoo. So one of the tricks I'm trying to work with is basically just the idea of like having spawn points hidden. Never let the guests in. Yeah, I'm kind of getting more to that point, to be honest. More and more to that point. I'm like, can we just have the lore of this zoo be like this is like Mike Tyson's private zoo or something, and there's only one person who has to come in it. It's not open to the public. It'd be so much easier. But that's all right. What's going on there? Well, the LOD is different, isn't it, on that one? But yeah, the trick that I'm working with at the moment is just hiding spawn points all over the zoo where they don't actually look like they're guests. Yeah, it's not really a spawn point in terms of like what you would see, but like just having toilets as being, so like you build a toilet block and you hide in that toilet block a spawn point. So if you set the limit to 500, you're only going to get 500 guests in anyway. And if you do that and you have them spawning in various different locations, my theory is, I guess, that they would spread around the zoo more. But you can't do it until you've obviously built the whole damn zoo. But that's the idea. That doesn't look too bad. I think it looks alright, isn't it? It's pretty small. It's definitely a bit small. But I kind of don't mind it being small. So what I've got to work out, I think the idea is that really there's nothing really in here. So there might be like toilets or something, and maybe like a ticket thing here, but everything else is kind of off of this central center, like central section. So guests would never really be inside here. And as I said, this will be open, like a glass section, open back this way. Yeah, I think that'll work. And then we've got to have a car park. Car park's going to be pretty small. Loads to do on the road and everything. Right, let's check on. I'm pretty much coming. I'm almost at the end of my Steam, so let's have a quick check on Cango on the YouTube. See if we've got any new subscribers over on the old Cangos. 285. Come on, people! They only need 15 more. But we'll be in that building. So there will be some staff facilities in the building, I think. But my idea is that it will pretty much just be that it's like, so it will be staff areas, but most of it will just be like, so if you imagine, I'm trying to kind of picture it in my head, but so guests will come through the door. They will be on the right hand side, but will pretty much just be like the ticket thing. And then this way will probably be some toilets. And then they'll come through this way. And if they want to go to like the shop or the restaurant or something, they wouldn't come through the donut. They'd come through this plaza. They'd come over to like here. and this would be where the restaurant is or whatever. I think, I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do it, but I think I'm going to like square this off. So maybe bring that point over somewhere, and then this would be the shop. Something like that. I want to keep it pretty small, like not massive. Like it's a pretty small building for a reason. I don't want it to be huge. I don't even know whether there'd end up being anything up here. I might just keep this all like fairly implied. Keep it simple. But that is going to be it for this one, guys. I think I'll be, yeah, as I said, I'll be streaming this every week at least for the next month, and then there'll be videos and stuff that happen alongside it, and I'll be doing some Tiguidou and various other bits and pieces. We'll be continuing. There's supposed to be a video out on Saturday. I haven't recorded anything for it other than this yet, but it might just be the building of this entrance building and a little bit of an intro to the series or something. Thank you for the peeps that have donated tonight. Really, really generous. As I said, anything I get on the stream and the revenue that I get on the stream will be going to the Cango Wildlife Ranch, and this is ramping up to the big weekend, which is like what is it, the 22nd to the 25th is when like everybody in the community, anybody that's making content, is all like a whole bunch of people going to be making content and supporting this this thing. And as I said, go back to the beginning of, I had a bit of a moment and a bit of a talk about why it's kind of important and means something to me at the beginning. So yeah, mainly just kind of having the opportunity to do something nice. Having the opportunity to do something nice is always quite good for you, I think. Hey Leaf, how you doing, buddy? You coming in right at the end, dude? I think you're involved in this, aren't you? I feel like there should be a baton. Should be a baton passing on. I should be passing the baton on to someone. There's people on Twitch and there's people on YouTube. I think Leaf's involved. I know like Dutch Lion, who we host quite often, is involved. Are you taking the stream? You're taking the stream lead. Why does YouTube not have like a host thing? I wonder if we'll ever get that. It would be kind of cool, wouldn't it? I know there's a bunch of things they're trying out. Anyway, peeps, thank you for hanging out. Don't forget to, if you can't afford to donate anything, don't forget to go over and subscribe to their YouTube channel. Let's just check before we leave. Yeah, we've got one more. Sweet. Thanks very much, peeps. And as I said, thanks for the donations. I'll be back next week and probably this video to show you how I built this on Saturday. It was a pain. It was a real pain. All right, take it easy, peeps. Have a good one.